We felt that it was important to explore the ideas around converging priorities of security and fraud teams, and really just encourage people to be thinking about representing the business value in such a way that they can go back and internalise the arguments to create budgets and why they need that money and what the value can be. I think what really came across today was that there's an interest in understanding what better quality data can do in the real world and how that can be brought to bear. Because if you're not using our data, you're not making the right decisions.
I believe it is very, very important to clean it and also to scrutinize this data so that it can allow us to make the right decisions. For me, the value of attending, you're getting to be alert what is happening around your space. You get to be knowledgeable. You get to look at your processes that you have in place and learn from there and see, this is what I'm not looking at. The cyber insurance that we have in our organization, do we understand it? What are you breached for? Impersonation, spyware, any type of anything on malicious, any damage that could happen to us. You need to understand it so that you'll know what to do in terms of when you're having a major incident response.
The landscape is so fast evolving that you could make a decision today that is completely valid in terms of where you focus your investments, which could prove to have been a less than optimal decision a few months down the line. This session came across as something that really would give us a bit of a cutting edge view, maybe a bit of a left field view, and I was quite intrigued to find out what other approaches are out there, what other information is out there, what colleagues are up to, and really, even from a product perspective, what sort of additional tools we could leverage.
They spoke about stale data, and we've got policies, we've got regulations that guide us around data, how long it needs to be kept. So when they said stale data, is like, what is stale data? It was basically about knowing your customer. You're only looking at a customer as someone that's bringing money, but you also forgetting about when you onboard your employees and then the service providers that they come. They are also a threat to your data.
There's a lot of companies spending a lot of money on cybersecurity without understanding if the solutions that they're spending on are fit for purpose. IT companies or most organizations will just put money into cybersecurity just after they've been breached. So most of the time, that's when the wrong decisions are made in terms of what to invest into and what not to invest into, because the process of buying solutions is not really well thought of at that moment. I think overall, everybody got something out of the conversation. It's always nice to hear people's different perspectives about how they do things and how you could do things better. And every now and then we need to have a devil's advocate in the room to say, but have you thought of this? And we've had a couple of those, and it was a nice and engaging conversation.
Coming in, we were really open-minded. I think what we wanted to do was learn from these brilliant minds in the room. After recently getting to know IPQS and understanding the power of their data, we announced this partnership that we really think is going to help combat fraud, whether that's looking at identity fraud or in our onboarding solution, looking at pre-KYC, which is when customers are starting to put their information in and really catching fraudulent activity early on. And we just knew that IPQS was the partner to come on and tap into the minds of South Africa's CIOs and really understand their pain points and build solutions that really talk to them.